Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Guys, we have so much good cheap makeup to talk about today. I am so excited. I am full aware that I look very, very crazy at this moment in time. I do apologize for the jump scare you probably got when you clicked on this video, but I got dark circles and dark spots all over the place, so I do have a little bit of color corrector on my face at the moment. I am using the L'Oreal Super Blendable Color Corrector. Guys, this stuff is so good. I like to put it on, though, and let it really sit and dry up before I start doing my makeup, just so it has time to sit and kind of dry down a little bit so it doesn't mix and move in with my makeup. So I really like to let it sit for as long as I can. So while it's setting, before I go through the new makeup today, I want to go ahead and put a little bit of a primer on so it can set. And then I want to show you all this really new, good, super cheap makeup that I picked up. So I know if you guys, I said something about it in my last couple of videos, but if you haven't been watching my last couple of videos, I went to Walmart here recently and I went to Dollar Tree, and I hit all my favorite spots when I went out to go to Walmart. I stopped by the Dollar Tree. Y'all, I found so much super fun stuff at the Dollar Tree that I absolutely cannot wait to share with you. I also hit up my local Burke's, and I found a couple of cute things from Burke's that I want to show you guys as well. I want to try this new primer. This is the Covergirl Simply Ageless Skin Blurring Serum. I want to try a little bit of this on. Just before we get into the other makeup. I found this at Burke's. This was $3. You get 0.67, so a little bit over half an ounce. But I'm assuming that you really don't have to use too awful much of it. But my pores have been pretty much a pain in the butt here recently, especially on my upper lip. I'm just going to kind of pat it in so I don't move my color corrector. But I'm just patting it in where I have the biggest pores, like right beside my nose, my upper lip, and my chin. Just like that. If you can hear my son blowing his nose in the background, I do apologize, but nobody really cares that I'm filming a video. So, such is life. Such is life. Anyway, so we patted that in. It feels nice. It's got a really lovely, very light skincare scent to it. It feels nice and moisturizing, but it also feels like it maybe has a little bit of that kind of silicone feel to it. I don't see ingredients. I'm not sure if this came in a box or not, but this was all I got at Burke's, so I don't see ingredients on there. It feels like it's got a little bit of a silicone thing in it. Let's see, did it actually blur my pores? It did. It did blur my pores just a little bit. I waxed my upper lip because I have a very blonde, but very there mustache. So I have to wax, and it seems like every time I wax, the pores on my upper lip just get bigger. So there's that. But let's dive into, let's do the Dollar Tree stuff first, because I got more from Dollar Tree than I did Burke's, I believe. So I went into Dollar Tree, and everything at my Dollar Tree is $1.25 now. It went up, inflation. I don't like her. We don't like her here. But $1.25. And the first thing that I saw were these cute little Ioni compacts. And Ioni is one of my very, very favorite Dollar Tree brands. They make the most fabulous lashes. I don't think that I have it besides the eyelash glue. Don't ever waste your money on that. It is so bad. But everything else that I've tried from the brand, I've really enjoyed. So I picked up these little compacts, and these are the, what are these? These are just the buildable, blendable blushes. It says Written in the Stars blushes. So I got this one in the shade, what shade are you? This is the shade Stellar Pink, and I think the actual packaging is so super adorable. It's just a cardboard kind of package, but the blush is actually so pretty. So this is the shade Stellar Pink, and they feel nice. They're nicely pigmented, not overly pigmented to where you might like have to be scared to use them, but just enough. And they feel like they're going to be nice and buildable as well. Then I have the shade Midnight Rose. And this one, that first one was matte, but this one has a little bit of shimmer in it. it's not like, it's not glitter at all. It just has the tiniest amount of a sheen to it, which I think is going to be so pretty on the cheeks. Beautiful, beautiful pigmentation. You can see just a little bit of sheen that it's got going on. Guys, these feel so nice, especially to only be $1.25. I am absolutely over the moon about it. I got the shade Celestial Peach. This one is like right up my alley. It is my go-to summer, early spring kind of blush. I think that apricot and orangey blushes, terracotta blushes, are just so pretty and so youthful looking on the skin. Look at that pigmentation. Like, it is not here to play around, and I am so here for it. And then I also picked up a highlight, and this is the Cloud 9 highlight. And I guess it's the Written in the Stars highlight, but it's called Cloud 9. And look at that color. We're going to swatch it because this one actually surprised me as well. It is a little bit powdery. But it has such a really beautiful, it's more of like a really, really light champagne-y kind of golden color, but it has such a beautiful sheen to it. I think it's going to look really, really pretty on the skin. So these, again, were $1.25, and these are absolutely stellar. I am so in love with it. Maybe not, the highlight is maybe not the absolute best, but these blushes are freaking bomb. So into it. And then I also picked up a couple of liquid liners, and I used this one today on my eyes, just around the perimeter of my cut crease. If you guys are wondering what is on my eyes, I did this eye look for True Love Tuesday. You guys will see that tomorrow. It is so cute. Guys, I am so super busy today, or not today, but this week. I've got 1,000,001 things to do, so I'm trying to get as much filming done as I can. I don't usually like to do the same eye look for 2 videos in a row, but work with me here. Please give me just a little bit of grace. And I really wanted to test out the foundation, the base products that I got today, because they're just so very exciting. But I did use this glitter liner. This is so good. I have one that's open because I figured it was going to be good, so I got 2 of them. This is so nice. First of all, the packaging is nothing special. Straight up just liquid liner kind of packaging. But you do have a really awesome long brush tip applicator, which you know I love. I cannot stand a, what is it? A felt tip liner. They just drag on my hooded eyes. I have super textured and wrinkly eyelids, and a felt tip just kind of tugs on my eyelid, and it makes it really difficult to get a nice, sharp, precise line. But brush tip applicators are completely different. But you swatch this one, and it's basically just glitter suspended in a clear kind of substance, but the actual glitter is so pretty. It's basically rainbow glitter, but it's almost holographic as well. It is super pretty. They do dry down fully. You guys know I have super watery eyes and things like that, and I haven't had any problems with running or smearing or smudging like that. So at this point, I'm pretty convinced it's a really nice liner, and it looks so pretty on the eyes. Just that little hint of sparkle. So very nice. And then I also picked up the shade Soleil. And this one is it's basically just a gold glitter. But this one I like because it's got a colored base to it. And I feel like those kind of, again, same kind of applicator, but I feel like these kind of liners are a bit more difficult to come by, especially at a drugstore price. Because a lot of times you'll find glitter suspended in a clear liquid, but this one is actually a gold liner, and it is so beautifully pigmented and so bright. I use gold liner quite a bit, whether it's to kind of do my cut crease or do like a gold wing. I just find that gold eyeliner comes in handy more often than not, and it's kind of one of those, a good gold liner is pretty difficult to find at the drugstore. So I got this one from Ioni, $1.25, absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that color. Really metallic, super shiny. It doesn't feel like it doesn't crack and get cakey looking on the eyes either. It's a really beautifully easy to use, thin, spreadable formula. I love it. And it dries pretty quick, which we love. And then last but not least, I picked up this one from Wet n Wild, and I already know that I enjoy the Wet n Wild glitter liners. I picked up a couple of them, I think around Halloween. And it looked pretty much like this glitter one right here. But this one is just a gold one, and again, it was at the Dollar Tree, and I was like, okay, we'll pick it up. We'll see what the deal is here. And this one is very pretty, but I like the Ioni one better, because this one, though it does have a pretty kind of sheen to it, the Ioni one is definitely much more pigmented, much more metallic. This one, I just don't see it being very effective on the eyes at all. There's not enough pigmentation there, and not enough shine to really do much of anything. I'm not sure what this would be very good for. Maybe as a brow bone inner corner highlight kind of thing, or maybe along the lower lash line. It's definitely not something that I would use to line my eyes with. It's just not pigmented enough for that. But I think the Ioni one is bomb. I'm so in love with it. Definitely my favorite liner that I picked up out of this whole thing. So good. If you guys are looking for a really good glitter, not glitter, but a good metallic gold eyeliner, and you are cheap like I am, go check this out. Dollar Tree has got it going on. I am telling you, I love Dollar Tree makeup. It is so good. It surprises me more often than not in like the best ways. And then, y'all, I think that is about it for everything I got from the Dollar Tree. But still, even though it's not a ton, I didn't really have a ton of money to spend anyway. But everything that I got, I really like, except with the exception of that Wet n Wild gold liner. I think these are fantastic. I think the Ioni liquid liners were worth, and the blushes and highlights were worth it, were worth the stop, just in themselves. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So in love. And now moving on to the stuff that I picked up from Burke's. And I found a couple of cute different things at Burke's. Again, I didn't pick up very much because I ain't got it like that right now, but I did see a couple things that I couldn't go home without. The first of which being this palette right here. So this is by a brand called Technic, and I absolutely adore Technic eyeshadows. They are a UK drugstore brand, super affordable, but they're, you know, they're even more affordable when you can get them at Burke's for a marked down price. This is just the Pressed Pigments palette, but guys, I had this color story is just like my absolute everything. It is absolutely stunning. It is a gorgeous, cool toned mauve kind of color story, and it's just, oh, and I have used this. I used this the other day when I went, well, I used it the day that after I got back from Walmart. I just kind of sat here and played around with it. It is so good. They are beautifully pigmented, soft, like, oh, they're soft and buttery. They go on the eye. They do exactly what you want them to do. They are a breeze to blend out. It's just absolutely stunning. And then on top of that, the shimmers in this palette are like bazonkers. They're so good. They have almost that putty-like formulation. They have a pretty high moisture content to them, but they're easily picked up with a brush. You can use it with your finger. It's just, they're easy to use. You've got nice, beautifully reflective payoff there. The metallics are insane. Not a single pressed glitter to be seen in this palette, so I know some of you are just not into the pressed glitters. There's not a single one in here. You just have a really beautiful array of mattes and metallics, and they're all just gorgeous. This gold one is kind of calling to me. I haven't swatched that one yet. Ooh. Oh, they're just so good. I cannot wait to play with this again. I just love color stories like this. I think they're so perfect for every day. And I know you guys have heard me say it a million times, but mauve is one of those colors that I feel like is just so beautiful on absolutely everybody. I just think it works for everyone. And then I also, y'all, I found freaking Kylie blushes. Now these were $10 a piece, and I kind of hated to pay that, especially when I just got those amazing blushes from the dollar store for $1.25. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're just as good as this Kylie stuff is. But I picked it up because, again, I've never seen a Kylie product at my Burke's before. And I was like, oh, I might as well just go for it. I kind of just wanted to experience it. So this is the Kylie blush in the shade You're Perfect. And this color, again, it just looks like something I would really enjoy in spring or early summer. It's just a really pretty, very, it's so nude. I'm not exactly sure. You know, and the thing about buying things at the store is you can't really open it up and judge the color before you get it home. At least I don't do that. I'm not a swatcher. I really don't like to open products before I pay for them. So I couldn't really judge the color. I was thinking that it was going to be a little bit deeper and a little bit more orangey apricot-y, but this is just like, it looks like a face powder to me. I don't know who that would blush, but I guess we'll try it out. We'll try it out today and see. The packaging is actually really, really nice. It's this beautiful, I love this pink color. It's like that millennial pink, but it's got soft, matte, super heavy, thick, sturdy plastic packaging. Very, very cute. And then I also picked up the shade Close to Perfect. And this one looks just a little bit better. I'm hoping it's not as light as the other one is, because if they're both that light, I'm not going to be able to do anything with them. Ooh, okay, so this one is darker. Again, not a color that I would really gravitate towards. It just, I don't know. Is that maybe like a dusty apricot or like a dusty peach? This one might be really, really pretty. I do think that the texture of the powders is super pretty. They look like they have really nice pigmentation to them. This one is definitely going to be one that I'll dive into today. I don't feel like this one is going to be one that I'm going to be able to get any use out of. Really, I might try to see if I can use it as like a setting powder or something. I'm not sure. We'll see, but I do really, really enjoy this color. And this was the color Close to Perfect. It's a really, really pretty, like dusty apricot color. Love that. And then I also found something from Mally. And you guys, my first experience with Mally was when I picked up some of their lip glosses. And guys, when I'm telling you, these lip glosses are some of the best lip glosses that I've used. They're so good. They smell fabulous. They hang around on the lips forever. They're beautifully pigmented. And from that moment on, I kind of kept the brand Mally in the back of my brain, hoping I would come across it at my local Burks again sometime soon. And I did. This is the Wazza Was Up Ombre Highlighting Trio. Packaging is super, super cute. It's like pink ombre with gold glitter. Very, very adorable. It reminds me, for some reason, I'm getting like very New Year vibes from that. I'm not quite sure why. The inside of the packaging is just as pretty. Beautiful gold glitter. You have a cute little mirror here, and then you get 3 different highlighters. So one is a cream formula and 2 are powder formulas. The cream formula I am excited to play with. I'm thinking that this is going to be something I set down first and then put the powder highlight on top of, just to kind of get the powder highlight to really stick. So that was the shade Soft. Then you have the shade Medium. And that's what that looks like. Really, really pretty. My camera's not doing it very much justice, but it does have a really beautiful, soft, golden shine to it. They do seem to be a bit more on the subtle side. Not quite as blinding as I usually like my highlights to be, but we'll use it. We'll see. And then this is the shade Strong. This one looks like it's probably going to be a little bit more up my alley. Looks like it's got a little bit more of that reflect, a little bit more of that glow to it, but all very, very pretty. I'm going to be able to use all 3 of these shades on my face as well. So I'm excited about that. And guys, I think that is about it. I picked up a new foundation from Almay while I was at Walmart. This is the Almay Truly Lasting Color 16-Hour Makeup. I'm excited. This one says it's for, I have mine in the shade Buff. It says helps nourish and protect skin for 16 hours. Looks freshly applied all day long. Hypoallergenic, won't clog pores, and it's oil free. So, and you know, I have the Almay Soft Matte Skin Perfecting Foundation, and I used that the other day, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that I'm going to like this foundation as well. I think Almay is one of those brands that's like pretty underrated at the drugstore. I know that they have quite a few products that I really enjoy. Their eyeliners are amazing. I'll tell you what though, that Wet n Wild highlight, those other 2, the Ioni liquid liners, just rubbed away like instantly, but that Wet n Wild highlight is sticking around. So maybe I shouldn't write it off quite so quickly as I did before. Maybe there will be, yeah, I just rubbed that off with makeup remover and it is still there. So whoo, lasting power. We love her. Okay, I'm going to try a little bit of this foundation out. I'm going to do maybe like a pump and a half on the back of my hand. I don't know what the coverage for this is, but all I know is it's oil-free and I have it in the shade 140 Buff. Not a great color match. It just seems to me like foundation is always so yellow. And I don't know if, I know it's probably because of the fact that my skin is so pink and so red. They don't usually make foundations. And on top of that, when you're trying to pick it out at the store, the lighting is just never, it's never on your side. The lighting is never on my side. The most perfect match I have found in a foundation is it's a Maybeline foundation, and it's the Maybeline Dream Radiant Liquid, I believe. And it's in the shade Cool. I don't know. I'll put it in the description box below though. It is my absolute perfect match, but I'm running super low on it, so I'm trying not to use it up. But my son has a band concert tomorrow, which I am so excited to attend. It's on a Sunday, which I thought was so odd, but it's gonna be so much fun. He's been practicing like crazy. I listened to him practice the other day, and he sounds so good. I cannot wait, and he's so excited, and his joy kind of like sparks my joy, so I'm just really excited to see him get up there and do his thing, basically. And you better believe I am the loudest mama in that whole auditorium. Go Sean, go Sean. I'll be taking pictures every 2 seconds. I have so much fun. I have so much fun going to watch him play. So that's what we're looking like so far. I do need to bring this down my neck because it is not the correct shade, but I'm really liking the way that it's looking on my skin. I do have a few dry patches at the moment. If you guys have never been here before, I am a dried up, dusty old mummy. I have very dry skin, like Sahara Desert dry, and a lot of times foundations, especially drugstore foundations, like I use anything else, but a lot of times foundations will cling to dry patches or emphasize my texture. I am middle-aged now, and the lines are 100% coming out to play. This one doesn't seem to be emphasizing any of the negative things. It's leaving my skin with a really beautiful, look at that sheen. And I don't have any like illuminating primers on today. So there was no glow on my skin beforehand. I, of course, moisturized and did my skin prep, but other than that, there is nothing else on my skin boosting the glow. That is all the foundation. That is super pretty. I like that a lot. It also feels nice and lightweight on my skin. It doesn't look heavy. The part that I have to worry about is this area right up here and my forehead, because the lines and wrinkles on my forehead are pretty impressive and fairly deep. I do have to worry about product collecting into the furrows in my brow. So we shall see if it does it between now and the time that I set my skin. But as of right now, this looks gorgeous. I love that. That looks so nice. Very skin-like finish. I wouldn't say it's extremely dewy or luminous, but I wouldn't say it's matte either. It is a very skin-like finish. It looks very natural. And it's not just sitting on top of my skin either. It's really blended in and kind of sunk in and become one with my skin in a really beautiful way. That is stunning. I love that. So I didn't get a new concealer or anything like that. So I'm just gonna, what do I even have up here? Let's go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Corrector thing. This is in the shade Pale. Let's just do a little bit of this. Just around my under eyes. And to lighten up the center of my face. I have been so enjoying a fuller coverage beat here recently. I 9 times out of 10 cannot wear super full coverage foundations and things like that, just because I sweat. I'm a big old girl, and there is nothing wrong with that. But y'all, when I tell you that I sweat when I get hot, and I spend my life hot, just because I feel like I'm always overheating. But when I sweat, it's not like a delicate sweat. Like, I kind of pour buckets, and a lot of times foundation just can't handle the torrent, you know. So I try to use really lightweight foundations just to kind of combat that a little bit, just to help the foundation fade and kind of melt off my face just a bit more gracefully. But there is one that I used the other day. What was the name of that foundation? I wore it to Walmart. What was the name of that foundation? Oh my goodness, I'll have to think about it. But if I can remember what it is I wore, I will put it in the description box below, because it was so good. And it was one that I don't usually reach for either. Oh, that's gonna bug me because I can't remember what foundation it was, but it looked so good. And it looked good from the time I put it on to the time I took it off. And foundation, especially when you have such dry skin like I do, foundation doesn't often do that. A lot of times my skin will absolutely suck the life out of everything I put on my face, and then 6-8 hours in, I look like I need to be dunked into a vat of water. But this actually looked really good. I think I mixed a couple of different foundations. I believe it was part the tinted moisturizer. It was the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. That's what it was. That was all I had on my face, was the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I had found it at Burke's for like, I want to say probably around 10 bucks. But I am completely and totally fascinated with anything, you know, with luxury makeup. I'm always super excited to kind of test it out, try it out, see if it's worth the hype. And I had heard so many good things about the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer. I was like, you know what? Let's just pick it up. Let's just see what it looks like. And usually I don't wear it on its own. That's why it was so weird for me to like be so in love with it, because usually I use it as a mix-in for other foundations, especially if I need to lighten something up or if something's just a little bit dry. I will mix in a little bit of the Laura Mercier, and it usually brings a little bit of moisture and a little bit of life back to the foundation. But I used it on its own. I just kind of applied it with my fingers and then very lightly set it with my L'Oreal True Match powder. And it looked so pretty. It was just like the smallest amount of coverage, because I was going to get my hair done and stuff. And usually, y'all, if y'all know, you know, but like, you wear makeup to go get your hair done, and then by the time your hair's done, your face is an absolute mess. But mine still looked so good after I got done with my hair, and it faded so gracefully and beautifully throughout the day. And I'm sure part of that is because it's such low coverage. Like, I would say it's a very light coverage, not even like medium or buildable. It's just a really light coverage. It just kind of goes on and evens the skin out just a little bit, kind of tones down a little bit of the redness. I do battle with quite a bit of redness in my skin. But that kind of went on and just evened everything out in such a really beautiful way. And then I was so surprised with how well it wore. And guys, I got it at Burke's. And I know Laura Mercier is a pretty expensive brand to begin with. I would never in a million years buy any of her products at full price. I keep hoping and praying I'm going to come across the translucent loose setting powder at my Burke's one day, because I hear so many people absolutely ranting and raving about how amazing that powder is. It's like the OG, everybody loves it kind of powder. So I've always wanted to try it. And then it did, of course, show up at my local Burke's one time. And the one time it showed up, it was like, it was in such a deep shade that there was no way. Like, I couldn't even have used it as like a bronzer or anything like that. It was like the deepest of the deep. So then I called my friend Jasmine and I was like, you need to get this. I'm getting this for you. So I bought it for her and I gave it to her. She loved it. It looked beautiful on her. So this is what the face looks like so far. Definitely not a great shade match. I am super red down here and fairly yellow on the face, but I will tell you what, the finish on the skin is divine. I think it looks so beautiful. It is not emphasizing. It's not collecting in my lines. It doesn't feel super sticky on the face either. I am very, very excited. I'm going to set it just really, really quickly so we can move on to the powder products that I got. So I don't have to keep you guys hostage for super, super long. I would love to know though, in the comments below, let me know, do you guys like longer videos or shorter videos? When I watch YouTube, I usually put it on and I listen to it while I'm cleaning. I listen to it while I fold my laundry. I listen to it while I do my own makeup most of the time. But I prefer longer movies. I prefer longer videos. Just because, you know, when I have a certain content creator that I really enjoy, you know, I like to hang out. I like to take a minute and just kind of hang out. And also I just really enjoy listening to people. I just enjoy having the voices on in the background. So I just kind of let it play. But I would love to know, do you guys like the shorter videos or do you like the longer videos? I don't know if I have ever posted a short video that wasn't like a YouTube short or a TikTok. I think the shortest video I've ever posted was like 15 minutes maybe. So probably not the one to talk about short videos, but I would love to know, do you prefer the longer videos? Do you prefer the shorter videos? Do you prefer TikTok or YouTube? I would just really kind of love to know y'all's preferences. Maybe give me a little bit of insight as to what you guys like to watch. But this is my very, very favorite powder as of right now. It's pretty much always been one of my very, very favorites. But this is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder Foundation. I use mine in the shade Alabaster. And again, I have super, super dry, dusty skin, but I can put this on my skin. It completely and totally sets my makeup. It makes my makeup wear for the absolute longest time. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it doesn't make me look dry eventually, because I have dry skin. It's just going to happen. And sometimes it does emphasize, especially if I've been wearing it for a while and have forgotten to rehydrate my face. It can kind of look a little dry through here, but y'all, it is the lesser of all of the evils when it comes to drugstore powders. I have the absolute hardest time finding powders that don't make me look like I have been mummified. It is truly, truly sad. But this one and the NYX Can't Stop powder, oh, they're my two absolute favorites. I don't know if y'all can see this, but like I've hit so much pan in there. I love this thing. I never leave the house without it. I do wish that this foundation wasn't so yellow. Might have to put like a turtleneck or something on. Anyway, oh, I went and got my hair done the other day. What do you think? Do we like it? Do we love it? I feel so much better. I don't get the whole thing dyed, but I do put I put a lot of highlights in there, but she always does such a great job for me. She really frames my face, but I got so much breakage this time. I'm thinking I might have to stop dyeing my hair for a little bit because I'm a little bit worried. Usually I don't have that much breakage, but it had been, I only go get my hair done every 6 months. And it had been quite a while since I went and got mine done. So she went pretty hard on it. And I got a lot of breakage. Like my little hairs right here are so short. Oh, I don't know. I have big hair, so it hides it. But what do I do? What do I do about that? Anyway, let's move on to blush and highlight. Let's go in. We'll go in with the Kylie blush first, so that way we can go in with the Ioni ones because they're a little bit more pigmented. So this is the shade You're Perfect. This was the super, super light one. We'll see what this looks like. I don't know. I'm just going to go in with a big fluffy brush. Put just a little bit, just kind of tapping in there. These are matte blushes, so it's not going to add like any sheen or anything. Y'all, it's literally doing nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I'm going to end up having to, I don't know. What do I do with this? I can't give it away because I already put my brush in there. So how do I use this? Please let me know in the description box below. How do I use that without having to waste it? Because I spent $10 on it and I'm not super happy about it. So this is the shade Close to Perfect. This one's a little bit deeper, a little bit more apricot. Yeah, that's a lot prettier. That's a lot prettier. They both have great pigmentation. It's just that other one was such a light color. I don't know what color, what skin tone would you have to have in order for that light of a blush to actually do anything on your skin. I think this color is very, very pretty. It still is pretty light and not usually what I go for. I usually like to go for, when I go for a tangerine or peachy blush, I usually go for something that's a little bit more on the orange side. But this is a really, really pretty, super, super subtle, very natural looking color. It is very, very pretty. I am enjoying the formula as well. It's going on and blending almost effortlessly. Just going on and dispersing so pretty. And it is buildable as well, which I like. Yeah, it's a really pretty color. I'm kind of being thrown off by how bad this foundation matches, but we're going to get over that. That is so pretty. I wish there would have been different colors there for me to pick from, but this one I actually really like. If you come across this one at your Burke's or Marshall's, TJ Maxx, what have you, it is a beautiful, beautiful formula. If you can find different colors, I recommend different colors because this one's just super light. But hey, if you like a really light, super natural, neutral kind of blush, that is super, super pretty. But now for the part that I am super excited about. I have to dip into some of these Ioni blushes. So should we do Celestial Peach or Midnight Rose or Stellar Pink? Let's hold all three of them up together. I think it's probably going to have to be the peach one. You know what? I think we're going to have to go for Midnight Rose. We're just going to have to go for it just because it is such a pretty color, and I think that the shimmer in there, the slight shimmer in there, is so pretty. Wow. That is so pigmented, guys. That is so pretty. It's blending out super easily as well. I do like a really blushed look, so I go pretty hard on my blush. I find that blush is one of the first things to fade throughout the day as well. So I always go harder upon initial application, and then it just kind of fades on me throughout the day, but it is picking up beautifully on my brush. I don't have a ton of kick up in the pan either, so it seems to be pressed really well. Y'all, if you asked me if I blind tested these blushes and you asked me how much I thought they cost, there is no way in the world that I would ever tell you, oh yeah, that's $1 blush. No, there's no way. That looks so pretty on the skin. The shimmer is so gorgeous. There's no glitter in it at all. So it just goes on and gives your cheeks this most beautiful kind of satiny sheen. They're so, so pretty. It's not clinging to any of my patches. It's not emphasizing texture. It's blending out effortlessly. I am using a pretty dense brush as well. I'm using the e.l.f. angled blush brush to put that on, and it usually goes pretty hard on blush. It picks up quite a bit of pigmentation at a time. I did go a little bit hard on this side, but I'll just go over that with my powder brush and it'll be fine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Ooh, this color. So Midnight Rose from the Ioni blushes from Dollar Tree. Y'all, this is straight up fire. You don't get very much product in here, but again, it's $1.25. Y'all, the next time I go, you better believe that I will be picking up as many Midnight Roses as I can possibly find. I think all three of these colors are beautiful. I will have to say that the Midnight Rose is probably my favorite as of this moment. I think it just looks so, so pretty on the cheeks. Let's test out the highlighter now. This is the Cloud 9 highlight. I'm just going to take the same highlight brush that I always use. This is my Moda Highlight and Glow brush. This one I will say is a little bit drier than the blushes. There's a little bit more kick up in the pan. Well, it's not pretty. That's not as mellow as I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a subtle kind of highlight. And that doesn't look subtle to me. Does that look subtle to you? That is so pretty. Oh, it's going on really beautifully as well. Let me see what's it doing to my texture. Yeah, it's not clinging. It's not patching up. It looks really beautiful and smooth. Again, absolutely no glitter in there whatsoever. It's just a really beautiful, finely milled kind of sheen. Almost has like a wet glossiness on the skin. Almost looks wet on the skin. That is beautiful. A lot icier than I was expecting it to be, but I am totally okay with that. So yes, I love. Guys, Ioni, I'm telling you, this brand, it surprises me time and time and time again. These things are freaking fantastic. Let's try out the Mally highlight thing now. I'm going to take a little bit of the cream and kind of dot it on first, just so we can see what that looks like. I want to see if it disturbs my makeup at all. It doesn't feel like it's going to. It doesn't feel like a super thick Vaseline-y type of texture. It feels nice and thin. Oh, that looks really, really pretty as well. I don't know how much of that is the highlight and how much of that is the blush, but that's really pretty. Let's go in with my highlight brush and let's go into the strong one. Picks up well on the brush. Put a little bit on there. Oh yeah. That is super, super pretty as well. Again, no glitter. I am not a big fan of glittery highlights. I just feel like it, I don't know. I feel like it emphasizes my texture just a little bit. I do think that there is a time and a place for a glittery highlight, but as like an everyday kind of rule, it's not something I gravitate towards. And yeah, these ones are definitely more subtle. I don't know if you guys are picking that up or not. It's definitely a little bit more subtle than I would say the Ioni one is, but I do think it looks nice and smooth. It's not emphasizing my texture at all. It's not looking patchy. It went over top of that cream really, really beautifully. If I had to pick a side, I think they look pretty similar, honestly. I feel like this side is just a little bit more subtle than this side is. This side looks maybe a little bit more like a stripe on my face, but I can always go over with my powder brush and just kind of fix that up a little bit. And again, highlight fades really, really quickly throughout the day. I have a lot of blush on at the moment. Either way, I think it's really beautiful. I think they're both gorgeous. Y'all, this one was $5. $5 for 3 different highlight formulas, so not bad. But you compare that one to the Ioni one, which was $1.25. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the Ioni one just because I think it is so, so pretty. And that price tag is so incredibly impressive. Where did I put it so I can finish the rest of my face? I'm going to put a little bit of this one on my chin. So, so pretty. Put a little bit down the center of my nose. And then I'm going to grab an eyeliner or an eyeshadow brush and put a little bit just on the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. I am going to pair this look with a red lipstick, I think, or like a really beautiful berry lipstick. And I will, of course, post finished pictures over on Instagram and Facebook. Guys, that is it for me today. A 45-minute video. I hope I didn't hold you captive for too awful long, but this is what we look like. I think... love the foundation. I think the foundation is fantastic. I think that these blushes and highlights are absolutely stellar. The Kylie blush is okay. I'm not a fan of the colors. I think that the Mally highlight is really pretty, but I do prefer the cheaper one, the Ioni one, just because it's kind of fantastic. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. Guys, I love you so, so very much. I will, of course, post everything I talked about in today's video in the description box below. I will have the links to all of my other socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. I'll have all the links down there, too. If you're not following me everywhere, make sure you go do that. I post fun content every single day, and if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me, standing in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.